Okay, so this is a bit of a test, adjusting the levels a bit. Let's see what happens. Let's see how well the feral packet responds. It's recording. Ooh! Actually seems like it might be pretty minimal. What do I want to draw? Let's just draw... Yeah, it seems safe enough. It's being like that. Wow. Wow. Oh boy, oh golly. I don't know what it is about like pudgy cheeks like this. It makes it seem like the character's like way younger. It just makes it seem like sort of naive. I guess it's just because like kids have chubby faces, which is very insightful. The thing about Mittens' head is something I still... Well, no, I've pretty much got it down, but it's like... This is a thing where like my lack of drawing consistency and skill like actually gets to me. It's going to be on the little Christmas hat. I need to make sure this actually matches with the curve of his head. Well, I'll have a thing here. I want one of his little looks to be like coming out from the bottom. And his ears will be on the outside actually. I draw him with his ears down like this a lot actually. I feel like it helps the design somewhat. Oh, I'm just remembering now actually, I don't know if it was a dream or not, but like somebody was like celebrating an anniversary of their character and one of their characters just looked like... I got really scared because one of their characters looked just like Mittens. I don't know if that actually happened or if that's just a tweet I looked at really late at night though. I had a dream I was on Twitter. I think that's a that's a sign that something's not quite right. Okay. Yeah, man. Oh, God. This is like classic me. It just doesn't... It looks really weird and like flat, but whatever. It's just a test. It's all like, whoa Interesting thing about this animation course so far that I picked up is that it's really taught me... I guess I was kind of aware of the phenomena, but I wasn't aware of the actual phrasing of like embodied and characterized performances. And I'm really starting to understand now that my characters are way more... A lot of my... I thought I was good at expressions, but what I'm lacking is a performance that feels embodied, that like feels right. It's weird because for anyone that doesn't know, I'm not doing that. For anyone who doesn't know, the difference between an embodied and a characterized performance is that like a characterized performance is something that's kind of from like the early days of like animation where you'd have like Felix the cat and they'd have like preset motions and they just sort of like go through the motions of whatever they were doing. Well, this looks bad. And a embodied performance is when like the character's actually sort of acting. Like, I guess the best way of describing it is sort of like it's the difference between being able to tell that somebody's reading off a script and acting, and the difference between that and a character that you can actually believe. You're like, oh, okay, this character, like, it's something you don't even think about. It's just like, oh, this character makes sense, so I'm not going to question it. I'll tap the But yeah, I've realised that a lot of my characters have more embodied expressions. Like if you just, more figurative expressions. Because if you look at this, it's just like he's like, oh, I'm supposed to look up in wonder, so I'm doing that, and I'm trying to figure out ways to get it more. I'm going to try doing some base shapes once actually, of getting it a bit more embodied. I think I need to draw the actual face first so that I can mold the rest of the skin around it, or fur or whatever. So he's got to be looking up in a wonder. So what's he going to be thinking? So he's going to be all like, oh, he could be playing with the little thing in the end. Because one of the things about, this is getting a little bit off topic, but one of the things about Mince and Pawsey I've been trying to get together is that they're animals, and I do need to remember to come back to that sometimes. I'm not a huge fan of things where they're like, oh, they're animals, so it's like the dog sniffs their butt every so often, but like, I think where it actually complements their personalities, it makes sense. I thought Zootopia was incredibly smart in the ways that it did it, because it had a lot of animal quote unquote gimmicks, but it presented them in a way that's actually like interesting. You know, you had stuff like the hamsters. Zootopia in general is just like, it was so inspiring. If you haven't seen Zootopia already, for the love of God, do. Although I kind of doubt there's anyone in this stream that hasn't. If you haven't, do it. Get like a digital HD download as well, because that shit deserves to be like the highest possible quality you can get it. I'm getting kind of distracted here. I'm drawing the head when I said I was going to save that, but I just I like drawing these heads. I'm giving him a sort of like, I could give him kind of baggy sleeves. I was doing this. This is probably where it's going to become really evident that I flip from topic to topic really quickly, but I was doing a thing lately. We were doing a like commercial project, which wasn't marked, and it was like a Skittles advert, and I'm not especially like great at direction or art or whatever, so I let somebody else take the lead on that, and they came up with this character design where it had these really baggy sleeves, and it's kind of like I'm kind of like, ooh, I quite like baggy sleeves now. Here we go. So you can be all like, squish the eyes. That was one of the key things I learned to sort of making my characters a bit more, feel a bit more, I'm just not doing well with words today. Feel a bit more, less templatey if I squish the eyes instead of trying to draw them circular. So when you said circularly, I like squish them like this. Of course, the danger of that is that I'm like narrowing the amount of expression, but yeah, and like someone from my class as well was all like, make sure you use curves when you're doing angles up or down in the eyes rather than just going straight. One of my absolute worst pet peeves is stuff like Family Guy, where they draw the circle of the eye and then they have this horizontal line and it's just like that. It's like, fucking get rid of that, curve it, make it a bit more interesting. Just fucking don't. Like, so many characters on Family Guy just fucking stare at each other like this. I mean, that's a bit more like Tim Buckley than anything else, but it's not even that, actually. They don't even have the mouth open. They're just like, oh god, I hate it so much. I'm gonna vom. Anyway, I got distracted again. So yeah, long story short, I've been trying to figure out embodied performances, and I've been learning this shitload on this course. And it's been freaking rad. And it's really cool because, like, I kind of already knew this to an extent, I guess. But it's always worth repeating, because I do need to remind myself sometimes. You see a lot of, well, I saw a lot of people in this course, and I was like, holy shit, so many of these people are like crazy talented, like, what am I doing associating myself with them? And I had a lot of like crisis of confidence. But you fucking talk to the people, and like 99% of the time, if not actually like more than that, they're just like, they've still got shit to learn. Like, they're still cool dudes, and they're humble, and they're understanding, and like they're respectful of your direction, but they're also not like condescending, or they don't shy away from criticizing your work when it needs it, which is fucking great. Those people are just like, Right, I think I might put some base eyes down so I can distort them. I mean, Mittens in general has quite squished eyes. That's like the whole thing of his design. He's a squished head. In fact, I was quite proud of it because the whole thing with Mittens and Pawsey that I wanted to emphasise was I didn't think I had enough characters with varied body types, and especially head shapes as well. So I made Mittens and Pawsey deliberately be like the polar opposite in terms of shapes. One of them's a square, that's Pawsey. One of them's a circle, but not quite, like a squished oval because it's more interesting, and that's Mittens. I'm also working on a character that's sort of like triangular, but I don't know where they're going to fit into the story. But yeah, that's a thing. I think they're either called Lucy or Karen at this point. They're a fox, because that complements the sort of head, but I'm getting way ahead of myself there. But I want to have them as sort of like a slight antagonist, but yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of fucking shit I want to do with this quote-unquote series. It could go freaking anywhere. It could be a comic, it could be a web show. A web show would be amazing, but it's not viable in this day and age, I don't think, unless I got some like a really good sponsor or something, and I could, obviously really prove my clout. That's what the most important thing is. It's not so much getting it out there at this point, it's getting my skills up to the level where I can feel like, yeah, okay, I can present this to people. It's a whole other thing after that, getting people to watch, but we'll focus on one thing at a time. God. Yeah. It looks really like religious. What the hell? Oh, that's not a good expression. He's like grimacing. He's like, oh, I've been blessed on this day. I think the problem is I'm still drawing it as if the baubles like over here, but it's not. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm gonna just get rid of these. Still got that base layer on. Maybe that was like distracting me. I do try to make the eyes asymmetrical as well, because I don't know, it just makes it more interesting. Plus it's easier. No. My you're probably going to be able to tell at this point, my sort of lack of expertise of art means that my, again, quote unquote, style is very the trial and error, hit and miss. I hit undo a lot. My finger is like perpetually over Control Z. Oh, what's wrong with me? Just because fucking I need to. If I just went ahead with like everything I did, everything would just be so flat and like crappy. Whoa. Control. Yeah. I rarely have to press redo because I'm precise with what I'm doing. Well, that looks slightly better. What was the one? Yeah, that looks way better than that. Oh, it's more interesting as well because it's like a sort of it's a nice readable silhouette. Yeah. I mean, it just continually blows my mind, like, how many things you have to get right in animation for it to be, like, a cohesive product, and you can misunderstand, like, one principle or one, like, drawing technique or one, like, technical thing, and it can just, like, completely let the entire image down. Like, the whole motion part, like, the whole animation part is a completely different kettle of fish compared to, like, the drawing. Like, you've got to understand making stuff look solid and perspective, and it's crazy. It's so challenging, but oh golly, gee whiz, do I want to learn. I want to be enlightened. I want to be as enlightened as Mittens looks here. That's a terrible halo. There we are. He's going ahead. I was gonna say he's going to heck. Going to heaven. Let's draw Pawsey. I haven't drawn Pawsey in a while. I just fucking love drawing these characters. That was the first thing I wanted as well. I just wanted to, because like whenever I just Doodle in my sketchbooks, it's always of my fucking avatar character. And that's fine. Like, you know, I can draw it with, like, no fucking effort these days. Just like, whoa, hey, look at me. I draw boss eyes a lot as well. It's sort of the whole part of the figurative performance thing that I need to drop. Oh god, it's kind of evil. And then the beanie. The beanie's always the most difficult part to draw. I think I had it right there, but whatever. But the thing is, I've drawn this character so much that, like, if I try to draw anything else, it's just like, no. I have a lot of different ways of drawing myself, though, actually. Like, this one's a bit older, but you'll see in a sec. He's got fundamentally the same fringe, but he's got these... It's kind of based off my knee, actually. Fundamentally the same fringe, but he's got these little bangs at the back, as I called them. Or I think I called them flares at one point. I don't know what I call them now. A mess. But then I started wearing the beanie more, and I was like, I'm not going to make that part of me. Because the beanie is kind of part of me. I love drawing the circles around the eyes like that. Ed always used to do that in Ed's... Well, actually he didn't always used to do it in Ed's World, but I just always liked it for some reason. And you see it on, like, Looney Tunes and, like, early Simpsons episodes and stuff like that. I think I've even seen it in a couple of Disney things. Oh, I've definitely seen it in Disney things. It's like, you know, Car in The Jungle Book. And I was watching The Fox and the Hound the other day, and it was like, that was a thing. And I think they had the like circular eyes for like a couple frames or whatever. It had a lot of smears in it, actually. It's quite interesting. Anyway, I was going to draw Pawsey. Look at how great that square is. Look at that. He looks like he's about to be thoroughly unimpressed. I also, just as a side note, you can kind of see it here, but I've been like juggling a lot with using like straight up side mouths. Just going full Simpsons and just being like, and curved teeth as well, because I kind of don't like. I'm drawing this mouth a lot. I really don't like it. Where I just do this or this, and just do, it just looks so like template, like cookie cutter. Like I want a smile that looks just fucking weird. No, I guess it's not much better. Whatever. Something that's like a bit open. I have the mouths open a lot. Again, I think that's something that's a bit probably not the best idea, but oh well. Why his head looks so flat here? I was drawing myself either looking really chubby or with a really square jaw when I don't really have either of those. Like my jaw's kind of square, but I'm definitely not chubby. I have stretch. Okay, maybe this isn't too personal. I've been told I have stretchy skin, and I do agree with that. And that's the end of that sentence. Oh, we should go for like a Rodney Dangerfield kind of thing. That's the other thing that he used it for, like Rodney Dangerfield. He has these weird eyes. I remember the Nostalgia Critic had like a hate boner for it, but I was just like, I actually kind of like that. So, oh gee, what's going on? Oh god, what is that mouth? I've been half-arsing the mouths a lot as well. I've been doing this. I don't know why. It's like a sort of Sweet Pro and Hella Jeff sort of thing. You know, the whole like, I can't even, the like Y mouth. I was actually watching, you're going to hear me talk about this a lot, but I was watching an old episode of The Simpsons the other day. It was Homer's Odyssey, which is like the third episode of the first season. Sort of infamous for having Black Smithers. That's not a good. I'll tell you. But like in that episode, right near the end, Black Smithers like is talking, and his mouth literally does like the Y thing, and it's like not even filled for like an in between. I don't know why. Like that like season 1's pretty rough looking overall, but that episode has like by far like the lowest. I wouldn't say maybe the worst, but like the lowest production value, and it was like one of the first ones produced. It frickin' shows. There's a crowd scene where there's like all these people in the crowd, and there's just like one crowd member that's just this like giant head with like three. It's just, oh, it's so bad. Like, why did they cut corners like that? God. Okay, this is my favorite part during Pawsey, is the little bob thing at the top. No, I don't need you anymore. Because I always exaggerate it. Whoop. It's got to be round. It can't be flat. You can't cut. Oh god, this looks weird. This does not look like Pawsey. I feel like I fucked something up somewhere. Probably my career choice. No, I don't know what's happening. Also, I have to make sure not to do this, otherwise it just looks like he has long hair. And they curve in a bit, but the ears are mostly like straight. I constantly go back and forth as to whether I have them overlap the muzzle or not. I think I just sort of prioritise it depending on what needs to be shown, but it makes more sense to have the muzzle and facial hair be shown more often anyway. One of the weirdest things is drawing Pawsey shaved, because so much of his head shape is like dependent on this muzzle. If I draw him without a beard, it's just like going to change the expression slightly, just because it really is bad. Shrink the eyes a little bit, sure. I'm doing a fucking Family Guy face, but whatever. I actually don't draw him shaved that often. But when I do, yes, he has a square jaw. It's just kind of like this. The thing is, then I don't know where to put the ears, and I guess I just go have them like this. I think I've ever drawn him like shaved just by tracing on top of a picture of him with the beard. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like an opposite way of doing things. But yeah, it's a very drastic difference to the character. The eyebrows are smaller now. Should probably try and keep those consistent. Yeah, that's better. This is very Family Guy. It's how round the eyes are, I think. Oh well. That's what happens when you don't have an art education. You just doodle in sketchbooks for ages until a course lets you on. Okie doke. Yeah, he looks very strange though. If I turn that layer off. Oh god! Stephen, that is freakish! It's one of my favourite lines from Stephen Universe. You can tell from where it said Stephen. Lars is like one of my favourite characters. Like Lars is if it wasn't obvious, Lars is a big influence on how Pawsey looks. That whole hairstyle and stuff. And obviously the square head. And the ears. Basically, it's just a furry Lars. Fucking sue me. Actually, don't. I've made some changes to the character that make some significantly difference to Lars. Lars. I'm the worst character. I have this fucking in-joke with some of the guys from uni because, like, James was asking for requests. He was like, he was asking us to give him requests, and he was like, ask me to draw Steven Universe guys. I can't remember what Lars's hair looks like. I'm a bad fan. It's like this. No, that's just Pawsey's hair. Shit, maybe it is just a copy. What the fuck? How does Lars's hair go? Oh, ignore that. Ignore that. No, not Lars Ulrich. Steven Universe. Steven Universe trans. No! I just want to see. Oh, yeah, here we go. It's like, yeah, I knew it bobbed over the front. It's like a loaf of bread. That was how I remembered it. It goes like, oh god. Looks like Feathers McGraw. Kinda like that. But, yeah, as drawn by someone with talent. Ooh. It's got a nice long neck. which is something that Pawsey doesn't really have. I mean, like, Mittens doesn't have a visible neck. That's something that was kind of inspired by Steven. Plus, I just thought it made sense given that he's chubby. I mean, that's his neck, really. It's like, yeah. To what extent? Yeah, that's a really bad drawing of Lars. Yeah, that's not how his ears go. I like that. No, I've drawn Lars before. I know what he looks like. You all know what Lars looks like. If you don't, watch Steven Universe. It's really good. This is a weird. Oh god. Yeah, I need a lot more practice when it comes to just, well, drawing in general, but also figure and shit. So I don't know what is happening here. You got boobs. Pawsey got them tits. Just actually let that out. Sheesh. Okay. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I just finished that. I like the face, but the body feels a bit strange. There's just something about it. Sometimes when I draw Mittens, it just feels like he comes out looking really thin. You know what? I'm going to try drawing that fox character I was on about, actually. I don't usually use the triangle as the basis, but let's see what... Oh god, too fun. Let's see what happens when I do... If that's too... She has very narrow eyes, because she's supposed to be sort of like a very... she's designed to be squinting, basically, because she's a very... I don't want to say suspicious character. She has suspicions of other people. She's basically supposed to be like kind of a... I'm trying to decide where I want to go with it, because I want her to have a police uniform, which would make you go, oh, she's a cop. But I'm trying to figure out whether I want her to be like someone who pretends to be an authority figure but actually isn't. And like she's either like some kind of pizza delivery person, and it's just like a stupid pizza company that like takes it way too seriously. She has these eyes as well, I feel like I should mention. Pawsey has round pupils, Mittens has eyes. Sometimes I do this, but it doesn't really matter either way. What was I saying? Yeah, like a pizza company that takes itself too seriously, or if she was just like she was an authority figure, but she was just like a parking attendant or something. I'm kind of leaning towards the parking attendant one, even though the pizza delivery one sounds kind of hilarious. I'm also trying to decide whether to give her gloves or not, because I like cartoon characters with gloves, and it kind of makes sense for an authority figure to, especially somebody who's, you know, sort of believes she's above other people. This looks like... Oh, no. Let's just give the game away before I've even done anything else. I quite like those eyes, actually. This actually looks kind of good. The main problem I've been having with this character, you'll probably see in a bit, I don't like that here. Is she has these side bits, and it's kind of difficult to depict them when her head's turned, so her head kind of looks flat. It's a bit weird. She has a very much visible neck as well. I'm kind of exaggerating this because I'm not really giving a shit. But yeah. She has... I'm trying to decide whether she has something like this, or it's like this. That one kind of looks too much like Pawsey's shoes, which are like that. He has like these boots. Sometimes with laces, sometimes not. Again, early days, there's a lot of things well, relatively early days. There's a lot of things I'm still trying to figure out, even though I have a lot more figured out than I did this time last year. This time last year I didn't even know what like the actual colours of the characters were. All I knew was I wanted Pawsey to be brown, with like a beige beard, and Mittens to be to have white fur. Jesus Christ, I got really bad gas at the moment. That's a really bad fit. Whatever. But outside of that, I had no idea what the colour was until I did the Christmas cards last year. You'll actually see, I comment on it in an annotation, but if you see the time-lapse video on my YouTube channel, there's a part where I give Mittens, reflective of how great the names are, I gave him like a sort of blue streak to his hair, because it just had that in early concepts. And I tried to get it work. Ooh, that's kind of cool. You know, is it blend that well? Maybe I could use that for another character. Seems like it would work like a parrot or something. There we go. We just made a new fucking character, dudes. I do definitely want birds in this world. The world of the show. I mean, I want them in real life as well, but just to clarify. I should save that, actually. Let me just put that somewhere. Nice. He's the best. Oh god. Best character. Anyway. I'm getting distracted like a million times over. What the fuck was I saying? I was talking about the characters and... I don't know. I'm figuring out a lot of shit. I think was the basis of it. Screw it. It's soft edge it, so... But yeah. I'm trying to figure out how much I want to make this about the characters' families, because I've given them family members and stuff. Pawsey has a sister who has some kind of musical connection. He has a dad who he runs his like shop with. His dad is actually, well, Pawsey is Pawsey's last name, so his dad is like unofficially Pawsey Senior. We don't know what Pawsey's first name is. I just sort of, that's the sort of thing I sort of built with from Gravity Falls. I mean, part of that is just I can't think of a name. I keep coming back to Tom, but then I want to call Mittens Tom, because Mittens is just a nickname, and Mittens' actual name is... Ready for this fucking revelation? It's fucking Tom Cat. But it's like Tom Cat? And the whole point of that is... Look at me like explaining this like it's some great joke. The whole point of that is that he has a dad that's really stuck up. And he's like, no, it's Norwegian. It carries great importance. It's stupid. It's like Lenny Leonard tier character naming, but I had to call him something. But yeah, I kept coming back to Tom, and then I was like, no, I want to use that for Mittens. So I don't know. He just doesn't have a name. I've drawn this character as well. I feel like I should mention without the. Usually I just draw the hat completely covering the head, so it kind of just implies she's bald underneath. But I have drawn her without... I should fix this as well. That was what got me on that tangent. Pawsey's shoe. Not a sentence I was expecting to say today. Fucking hell. I need to keep myself on track. What was I saying? Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. This must be like so frustrating. God. That's kind of a good compromise. Oh yeah, I've drawn her without hair a few times, but I can never remember what it looks like. It's in one of the sketchbooks I have like lying around now. Originally I did take my sketchbooks with me because I was like, oh, I don't want to get too bogged down in the past. But then I was like, wait a minute, like these sketchbooks actually genuinely help me like stay motivated. Why am I taking that away from myself? So I promptly took them back. And now I have them. And I'm very happy for that because, yeah, I fucking look through my sketchbooks and I'm like, holy shit, I'm kicking past Sam's ass right now. Because I just constantly, like, I always looked at my best, like, whenever I, like, reflect on my own work, which I do a lot, you'd be surprised. Or not, depending on how well you know me. But yeah, I reflect on my own work a lot, and, like, The problem was that I kept looking at like my best work from every day, and I'd be like, or like my really good art days. Like you know everyone has like good art days and bad art days, and like sometimes you like fluke something absolutely amazing. Yeah, that's a thing. God, something looks a bit off about this. Nah, it's not too bad actually. I think the way the ears are so big and take up so much of the head makes it look like she's a bit younger. Not particularly. That's not really what I was going for. I'm not sure if it makes sense for the ears to be facing the camera like this as well, or if I should have them off to the side. No, I like it when they're facing. Because again, that might contribute to them looking flat. Something looks really off about this. I think these are too far down. This is a character I only came up with back in like February, on the way to an interview, incidentally. So she's still kind of going through a lot of the uncomfortable early stuff that Mittens and Pawsey were going through. And then the hat is a police hat. So I sort of follow the Simpsons cue, or I guess like American police officers. But I'm just trying to. Thing is, again, I make it look really flat, and it doesn't look like a police hat. So I need to study up on that shit some more. I remember a while ago I got some good references. Oh, that's kind of that works. Kinda. And she has this. I'm not sure if this is. It looks kind of like a religious symbol, so I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. But for the time being, she has like this symbol on her hat. I remember I was sitting at a bar trying to figure this out one time. And I think these parts are dark. It's not definitely a religious symbol. Wait, hang on. If I make these parts dark. No, I don't really like that. I was going to use the fill tool, but then I realised that it's watercolour, so it's not going to really work properly. Oh, that's okay if I kind of split it like that. Oh, I could put like a circle in the middle. It's kind of like a target symbol. That could be more justification for the whole like pizza delivery. Or maybe she's like a mail courier or something. I don't know. Basically, I was between. She's probably not going to be an actual cop. Basically, is the download on that. Unless I have some just a change of heart when it comes to like the tail. Yeah, she has. She's very similar to Mittens in some ways. She's sort of like a combination of the two. She's got the cat-like ears, and she's got the squished eyes and the same pupils and stuff, but then she's got the sort of squareness and angularity, is that a word, of Pawsey. Yeah, I don't know. That looks kind of crappy. The ears are... I know what's happening. I know why it looks weird. This is just going completely in the wrong direction. This is behind this. There we go. Ah! Sorry, I do yell a lot, but I fucking love it when I manage to actually figure shit out like this. Yeah, why was I ignoring the triangle there? Like, I was going in the complete wrong direction. Always obey the mighty triangle for punishment of death. So I should draw according to the triangle first. Ah, this is why we use guidelines, laddie. Generic Celtic accent, I guess. Like this one. Uh, she sort of has the little spike that Mittens has there, but it's obviously doubled, so it's a little bit more like Baldy's beard. Basically, she's like a kind of an in-between between them. That was a very elegantly put sentence. Ah! Yeah, I think I prefer it when it's up here. I feel like I've made her head like too tall or something here. She has these sort of I don't know if that's a little bit too like, oh, she's female, but she has these little, I think she still looks kind of female without that, but I like drawing these little bits here because I don't know, it feels kind of evocative of like a fox as well somehow. This is sort of like eyeliner. I don't know. I don't know if it will be actual, like, if in the context of the world or whatever, it will be actual eyeliner and she'll take it off or whatever when she goes to bed guys. Look, I haven't thought the law through. If it wasn't clear, I haven't thought about details like this. Yeah, that looks a bit better. It still looks kind of jumping off the face, but it looks much better than it did before IMO. Except on here it's pulling outwards, but here it's pulling down. And I prefer it to pull outwards, I think. Maybe pulling down makes a bit more sense because it draws more attention to a pointy chin. Throw your hands in the air if you a true player. Is that right? Kinda. I think she had a scarf at some point, but I don't think I really draw that anymore. I know that I want... Actually, I can just draw it, can't I? Unlimited colours, isn't it? I've decided I want the colour scheme to be kind of like this, but it's going to be subject to change. In fact, I'm probably going to be changing it while I'm doing this. Which is why I'm doing it. Kind of like this, sort of like a sort of pinky peachy red for this bit. And then of course this is like a sort of purpley, a little bit darker. Except I'm going to do this and this. Very descriptive, I know. The basic gist is I want this to be like a sort of a darker blue and the inside to be some kind of reddy pink. Because them's contrast, yo. It's a very like pedestrian colour, but colour scheme. It's nothing exciting. But I like it. I think it serves its purpose. That's the thing you've got to kind of like compromise on with animation sometimes, unless you want to spend your entire life making a film. You have to be like, okay, what's my... Like, unless you want to spend your entire life either making a film or, even worse, being like an amateur who's like stuck in concept art. I know I sound like a huge hypocrite saying that. Is to go like... I'm not saying this from any particular position of like actually knowing this firsthand, it's just I've been told it so often. The difference is to like be like, okay, that'll do for now, I've got to move on. Particularly with animation, when it's got such a big production cycle. Sometimes you've got to do stuff like you've got to do limited when you'd rather do full, or you've got to add some CG in for stop motion, even though you could rather do it all practically or whatever, for whatever effect you wanted. This is kind of bad looking. I'm just trying to figure out the colour of this coat. Colour drives me absolutely crazy sometimes. Actually, that's a lie, it always drives me crazy. Can I do a filter on this? Okay then, and then, oh, that was a bad idea. No, 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 no. Okay. I just like immediately regretted that. I don't really mind that it's like kind of sloppy looking in terms of the colour. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to change the colour of this slightly because it looks a bit too light. She's going to have, I'm pretty sure she's going to have like gloves as well, which are kind of like this. Weird rule I put on myself is that the characters in this universe have 3 fingers instead of like 5 or even the sort of cartoon standard of 4. Don't know why I did that, honestly. That's a bit of a stupid idea. But I'm kind of sticking with it for the time being because it feels, I don't know, it just feels kind of integral to the characters at this point. But it's kind of silly. Oh yeah, and then the thing about her face is that it's sort of defined in a similar way to, well, to an extent, a similar way to Pawsy's, where it's like this. It comes up to the nose, but then everything beyond that everything beyond that and apart from like this side bits is white. Oops. Let me just fix that actually since we're bugging me. I think it's going to be a bit more red. Oh god. I actually have Big Popper stuck in my head now, and it's really annoying me. I mean, great tune, but my god. It's the I probably shouldn't have reenacted that. I'm very sorry for doing that to you. Kinda like this. Maybe it should go under here. Build up. Should it go on this top one? No. No, that looks weird. And that sort of helps define the head as well, I guess. That's probably a bad way of doing that. Yeah, I don't know if that continues to the bottom of the nose or not. Anyway, it kind of looks like that. And maybe it should, like, kind of just... I don't know. I've very rarely drawn this character in colour. I guess it kind of makes sense for it to do that. Anything else is a bit of a stretch. You'll notice that this... oh god. Yeah, it's not very well balanced. I really don't like that chin at the moment, but... I'm gonna have to live with it. Oh, that was weird. What's going on now? Why I was doing it like that. Ugh. That's awful. I mean, these are just preliminary colours. This is just me going, this is the basic hue I want, but the actual, like, no, not the basic hue, the basic, maybe it is hue. Just the basic, like, colour, but then the shade and, like the saturation and stuff changes later. Or will change later. revise the design. Ah! I love colour sometimes, but sometimes it does mean not in. It's the worst. Just trying to get that, like, the characters look the way that they just feel in your brain. Ah, that's awful. I'm not even going to try colouring that for the time being. No, just a couple of times. Actually, just like a mailman. Oh well, I think I was going to make her hair like sort of red as well. Something like that, but much better looking. Now I'm going to get rid of that colour now, it actually disgusts me. Okay. I'm going to save that as an MVP file just with the colour. So this one was called Aaron, because it's a very harsh sounding name. I thought it made sense. Oh, wait a minute. Completely lost track of what I was doing. Whoops. Don't do that. Make a crop from that. A couple of weird artifacts. You can't now. What? Get out of here. Yeah, I can't erase them. There we go. I can put some basic shade. Oh god, that was so bad. Oh god! I think his skin's been ripped off. Yeah, I should use the triangles as a basis more often, or I should make it a bit more shallow than... Oh! Make it a bit more shallow than that. I'm just stretching. Oh fuck. I need to eat something. Oh god, it's like 10 to 5. Oh yeah, I was gonna have like some kind of background. Spherical. It's spherical. Let's pop that down here. It's stupid. Oh my god. This direction. That's alright. Looks like it's been a really bad scan. Turn that shit down a bit. I don't know if there's any way I could make some attempt at shading. I'm very bad at shading. Like, I have no experience with it. I guess the light source is coming from this direction, so it makes sense for it to... I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Somebody teach me shading sometime, because I'm gonna need it. Just that. I always seem to overdo it. That's one of the main problems. I'm glad this isn't lagging. This recording. It's really freaking great. That's more ambitious than what I usually do, so... I'll just put this on a separate layer. How's it look flipped? Oh god! Oh no! It doesn't look so bad upside down. Oh god. It doesn't look awful, like the body isn't so bad. Oh wait, no. Okay, it's terrible. Oh dear. Oh well. Can I rotate it slightly? Sometimes that helps. Oh. Yeah, of course. Should probably group them. Sounds good to me. A lot of effort into the shit post that like nobody's gonna see. As always, you move between two extreme positions and then you find your in between. I.e. here. Move this up a bit, get more space now. It feels like it should be like here, but I don't make use of this negative space. Yeah, get it? Negative space, because she's cynical. Whatever. Let's just turn the colour back on so we can give ourselves nightmares. Ah! Well, that's not as bad as I remember it being. I mean, apart from the fact it's horribly misaligned. No, that's still pretty horrible. Okay. Let's hide that and never turn it back on again. other sounds. Oh god. I should like pull something there. Oh well. I feel like I've already drawn this before, but like Karen was saying doubt, but it's probably in some sketchbook somewhere. Was it just saved as Karen for the MDP? No, I want to bring it up. No, don't sort by time. I mean, it's actually kind of handy, but wait, what is it sorting by? Is it sorting by reverse time? Oh, it is. That's weird. Or, oh no, it actually is just going in chronological order. That's not strange at all. That's normal. Usually I have it to do with stuff at the top though. Oh yeah, here's some Java things I drew. There's the little stream mascot. Oh, here's what a shitty art day looks like actually. You know, I'll indulge you guys. Loads. Please load. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Here's what a shitty art day looks like. And you're just trying to draw fucking this without dying. And it comes out looking like this. And, well, that's not even trying. That isn't either. Either's that. Well, that one's kind of trying. But it comes up looking like this, or this, or this. And you just can't seem to fucking get it. And everything, all the lines are horrible and tapered. And it's just, it's like a cave painting. No. Not a good day. That's we're not going to talk about that one. That exists. Oh yeah. Maybe someday. Really good concept. Can you even call that a concept? It's just a fucking doodle. Screw it. I'll call that a concept because I want to improve my self-esteem. I'm not saving that because that is terrible. That's better. Yeah, screw it. I used to almost always like delete my drawings after I did them, but again, I'm sort of discovering the value of keeping them. Much like Mittens is discovering the value of the little bauble at the end of Christmas hats. Just close that because that's just a demonstration. Okie doke then. I feel like there should be some sort of like white glow or something around. That might be a terrible idea. You never know until you try. Kinda help. Stacy Dennings. Nah, doesn't really help much. Yeah, screw it. Stacy. I hate Stacy. If I do this. Nah, kind of crappy. Well, at least I took it as an opportunity to practice like a really simple, like single tone shade. Alright, I'm gonna go on break.